application, sorry, universal containers recruiting application. Okay, and now I want to go to the developer console. Yeah, exactly, I will do that. I want to go to the developer console by clicking on this and clicking on control button and clicking on this. If I'm directly clicking on this button, it opens in a new window. I don't want to do that because okay. Again, switching windows is a little tougher. Okay, opening the new tab. So in yesterday's class, we want to send out a simple reminder to the interviewer saying, hey, please update the reviews, exact reviews like this. I want to send out an email to that guy. Okay. For that, I have generated a simple page called Apex column outstanding reviews. Okay. I'm going to the page and check my outstanding review. Okay. I don't remember the page name exactly what I created yesterday, but I want to search here by clicking on open, by clicking on VF pages. Yeah. Where is my page? Outstanding reviews is my page. So that's the reason I'm going back to my previous screen and clicking on outstanding reviews. Okay, I'm clicking on enter. When I click on enter on this particular page, I will get some error. I will tell what is the reason for this error, because my VS page don't know for what position I have to show the outstanding reviews. That is the reason I'm using my custom controller ID. That is the reason I have some errors on my page saying, hey, there is no position for this outstanding reviews. To what position I have to show the outstanding reviews? It's asking me to put down that position. I have to link a position to this page so that it automatically brings the positions, and it automatically brings the reviews also for that position. Means if there are 10 candidates applied to this position, if interviewer have done 10 interviews for these 10 people, and he can give 10 ratings, right? Now I'm able to show the 10 ratings, 10 reviews on this screen, and with a single button click, I'm going to create some tasks to the interviewer saying, hey, please create this, please update the review of this guy, please finish the review for this candidate so that we can hire him as soon as possible. That's a simple reminder I want to send in this requirement. Okay, and I'm putting down the ID of the position by giving this exactly. This is my ID. I'm passing because yesterday I have opened this page. That's the reason my ID is here. If you don't know the ID, go to the position object. Yesterday we are trying to show the positions for SAP MM position. Okay, you know that I created three people. Three candidates called Ravi, Akshay, Nikhil, and Karthik. So these four people applied for SAP MM position, and interviewer have done interviews, and he have given some rating also. This guy interviewer have given some rating also. Out of the four people, I have given two people have good feedback. Two people have little. One people have okay feedback. Other guy have bad feedback. That's fine. Okay. If I open the review object, you can see a simple status bar on that. I'm opening Java applications. Okay. See, there is a simple status bar, okay, called rating. This is a different requirement. I'm out of the page now. I'm showing this type of buttons from the formula field, with the formula field. Okay, I no need to write any special coding for this requirement. I simply need to use the average score because I'm trying to calculate three scores: his cultural fit, his experience based on his technical knowledge, and third thing is um, maybe his communication skills. These three things I am calculating. I am calculating the average. If it is more than 3.5, I am giving it as green color, means good to hire. If it is yellow color, means hey, he is okay. If there is no candidate beyond this guy, means if there is no candidate with better ratings, yes, we can hire this guy also. And there is one more option. If he has less rating, less than 2.5 average rating, then it goes with the red color. This type of options I can build with a simple formula field. Okay, I will show you the formula field. This is out of my VFP's requirement. This is built with a custom formula field without any programming. Okay, so I'm clicking on this. I'm clicking on view fields. Okay, and I'm going to the rating field. Okay, this is the rating field on the reviews object. Sorry, on the job application object. Okay, this is a formula field on the average score. Why I am calculating? How I am calculating average score? Average score is getting calculated on the roll-up summary field. Roll-up summary field is on review object. See, okay, because review is the child object of job application. I'm calculating the average review score with the roll-up summary field. And later on, I am trying to use this roll-up summary field. Means if there are 4 reviews, the average review of that particular thing is 3.5. I will be using that option in the rating field, and I have a formula field which will automatically show different images based on the rating value. That's what I am opening here now. There is a simple formula field which is using if function, if conditional function. Okay, if average review score is greater than 3.5, okay, show the green image. This is the alternate text value. If there is no image available, it shows this green message on that. If the image is available, it shows the image only. And if average score is greater than 2.5, yes, show me the yellow color button. And finally, else, if it is not greater than 2.5, means I know he is very poor, and I am going to use the rating as red color, means he is not good to hire. So when I'm trying to send the offer letter, I would like to pick only guys who is having green color rating. That means now I can write a simple filter, or I can only send the offer letter to the green color people. For this AP application, this Venkat, and for Akshay, and for Nikhil, and for Ravi, I'm going to send the offer letter. Okay, based on their expected salary, and out of these 4 people, 1 guy might join this company. Okay, so first of all, he may send the offer letter to the best guy in these 4 people with the top rating. Later on, if that guy is not ready to join your company, you might send to the other guy also. That's the order of, you can go with the order of score. That's the requirement. Okay, you know how to create this type of buttons. Okay, in the formula field, it's easy to do that type of requirements. Some people will ask you some flags: red color flag, yellow color flag, green color flags. Yes, you can also do that type of requirements also. For suppose if you are working with some company which process financial payments, you can do that type of processing button. Some image which tells you it's processing, it's pending, it's rejected, it's approved, a payment approved, like the type of options. And if you're working for a shipping type of related object, yes, you can show it's in shipping, it's shipped, it's in transit. The type of images I can show it on this record with the formula field, additional field on that. Anyway, now we are going to work on the page. That's a different topic which I discussed it till now, because that example I haven't shown you earlier. That's the reason I'm showing it now. So I'm trying to open the page, that is outstanding reviews page. This is my class, and this is my page. Okay. So the page requirement is, you might be seeing this. I have to click on enter now. Now I will be seeing the page with the 4 records. See, because Akshay, Ravi, Nikhil, Karthik have done with the interviews, and this person interviewer gave the rating. But I am asking Flash Stevenson to finalize the reviews of these people, so that the hiring manager can hire one of the candidates from these 4 people. So my requirement is this component is developed to send a reminder to this interviewer to finalize the reviews. One is I create tasks for Flash Stevenson, and I can even send emails to Flash Stevenson. I have shown you in yesterday's class how to send that, but still I want to show it again. Select all. This is a simple on-click action which I am selecting all the checklist options. If I am selecting any, it automatically clears it. If I want to send only to Akshay and Ravi, who is having very good scores, yes, I am sending send email. Now 2 emails sent. This is a message coming from my Apex controller. I'm going back to my Gmail account, because in the yesterday's class I have renamed the email address of Flash Stevenson. That is the reason I am getting the emails on the behalf of see here, Flash Stevenson. This is add review for this position for which you have taken interviews for these 2 people. Okay, for Ravi and for Akshay also. I got the message. This is a reminder coming from my system. Hiring manager is sending that by clicking on that. Now what I will do, if I am the Flash Stevenson, I will go and do the final review, and I will share it to the hiring team. But let's go and see the requirement, what it's doing in the back end. If you see this page, there are 2 custom buttons. These buttons cannot be created with the standard option, right? I cannot create the task, multiple tasks from single button. I can create a task by going into the reviews object. So by going to the interviewer object, I can create a task simply by manually by creating on the new task, and I will ask him personally, hey, please write. Please finalize the review for Ravi. Please finalize the review for Akshay, which will take 10 to 20 minutes for me for each and every position. I don't want to do that. I want to simplify the process for the hiring manager to do this. That is the reason I have built this page. Let's open what all the variables, what all the lists, what all the methods I am using on this page. Okay, these are the important things which you have to know about that. Okay, this is my page. Coming down to this page, see what all variables, what all controllers, what all methods you are using here. You are using a controller called outstanding reviews. This is the controller which is linked with this page. You know that. That is outstanding reviews. And I am opening this page. I am opening this also. File. Open. Outstanding reviews is the controller which is linked with this page. My outstanding review is not the controller. It's a wrapper class. I will talk about that. The current requirement is going to deal with the wrapper classes and sending emails and sending tasks automatically from the page. There are 3 major requirements here. So I want to take today's complete class to work on this. So the first thing is this outstanding reviews. I open this particular thing in the new tab. Where is it? Give me a second. File, open, outstanding reviews. Oh, it's VF page. File, open, click on classes, outstanding reviews. Now it's open. Yeah. This is the class which I am linking to the current page. Okay. And what else are you linking with? You are trying to show the position information because you are passing the position ID. So when you are opening this page, on the top of the page, the section header, I am showing position name, right? Can you see that? Yes, this is the position name, SAPMM. This is getting derived from this section header. This is the tag to show that information on the top of the page saying, hey, this is the position. It automatically shows the image of that position also. The tab image what you have chosen in the position tab, it automatically shows that. This is the position. So this is the tab which you are using for branding. When you are creating tabs for position, you have chosen this particular image there. And later on, let's come to the second step. You are using a form tag. Why are you using form tag? Form tag, here you are trying to display things on the page, and you are trying to do some update also. That is the reason I am using the form tag here. The form tag starts here and it ends in the end of the page, before apex page. Okay. So this section is ending here only. See, the ending tag is here. This is the self-ending tag because there is no end tag for here, because I have used the backslash symbol at the end of the tag. Means this is a self-ending tag. With one tag you can start and end it. And apex form tag is here, the end tag is at the bottom. If you want to insert sub tags, you have to use start and end tag. If you don't want to use sub tags for this, you can simply end it in the single tag only, like this. Because I don't want to use sub tags for section header. That is the reason I am not showing the end tag. So let's say the apex page block have need to have a lot of sub tags. That is the reason there is a start tag and end tag here. The start tag and end tag, inside that there is a lot of apex page messages, page block buttons, page messages, page block sections, page block tables, apex columns, sub tags also. Okay, so from the page you have seen that there is only two main actions. The two actions are defined in the apex page block buttons, right? Why I'm using page block buttons? It automatically creates the properties to align the buttons in the center of the page, and also the UI looks good. Okay, if you are adding some more buttons, it automatically aligns to the center. If you are not using the page block buttons, the command buttons will automatically be positioned at the starting of the page. I don't want to do that. Okay, I want to align properly, so that I'm using apex page block buttons. And when I'm using apex page block buttons, it automatically adds the buttons on the top and bottom of the page also. You have seen that. It's here and here. If you are simply using the apex simple comment buttons without apex page block buttons, you are going to see the buttons, one button here, second button here, and you only see only two buttons. You don't see the buttons on the bottom of the page. Okay, you know that. I'm re-explaining it. And later on, you are showing the messages, apex messages here. After the buttons, you are printing the messages. Whenever there is any error on the page, on the screen, you are showing messages here. Okay, that is the reason I have placed the apex messages tag here. This is the self-ending tag. If I am placing this tag above page block buttons, I am going to see the messages above buttons. Currently, I placed this this tag under the buttons. Means whenever there is any issue while creating tasks or any messages which I have to show, I am going to show under the buttons. That is the reason when I have sent some emails to these two on these two records, I am getting a message on the information saying, hey, two emails sent. The severity of this is defined in the apex class in the back, and I'll show that option to you. This is the information message. I can show error messages, I can show warning messages here. It depends on the message what you want to show. The severity level you can define it a simple attribute. Okay. And coming down to the apex page block section, yeah, your page block section starts here. Means you are trying to show the content from here. Show header equal to true, title equal to outstanding reviews. That's what you are printing here. The name what you have mentioned, the title it will print here. This complete thing will become section. From here to here will be all the content inside between this and this is inside the page block section. Okay. Now all this content inside page block table is printing inside the section. Okay. Collapsible equal to false. If I am giving it as true, I can collapse and I can expand it. What is collapsible? The arrow button will be displayed and you can simply use that for expanding and collapsing the section, page block section, that is outstanding reviews. Okay. Here, my page is only having one section. I don't want to collapse it. That's the reason I give the attribute equal to false. Okay. And I have assigned a simple ID for this section, that is a review section. Why I am using IDs here? For suppose if I want to re-render the particular section, I can use this. I can simply render. I can refresh only this component. Instead of refreshing the complete page, I can only refresh only this component after doing some action. That is the reason I use ID specially. Okay. And columns is only one. So page block is having only one column, and inside that I am using page block table. Page block table will print the number of rows. Okay. This, what I am passing here into this is a list of records, list of wrapper class records. It's not list of reviews. Why I am sending list of wrapper class reviews? Because if I am passing list of reviews, I don't see this checkbox. Why I am getting checkbox is I have created a wrapper class with the combination of checkbox and the review information. This is coming from the review object. I know that. My requirement is not to show the review information. I need to show the checkboxes also. If I am selecting out of 10 records, if I am selecting 3 records, checkboxes, and if I am clicking on send emails, my page has to send emails to these 3 people only, not to the 10 people. That's the requirement. That is the reason I am using the wrapper class. Means I am using my outstanding reviews is list of wrappers, list of wrapper classes. With the data, each wrapper class data will be having a single checkbox and the review record. I will show that how we are adding that records to this wrapper class inside our page. Okay. And remember, we are assigning this list of items to a record, to the variable one by one, to parse, to show the information on the page. That is, I am assigning to the rev, REV. I can assign to any other variable. Okay. And here I am using REV for review. And there are multiple columns. Here I am using 5 columns. One is for the checkbox, that is here. This box is having special functionality. What is that functionality? The column name select all is having a command link. By clicking on select all, I am selecting all the checkboxes. How I am doing it? By clicking on the select all link on the first column header, I am selecting a action. I am calling the action called do select all. What is do select all? Do select all is an action function. I will show that to you. Do select all is a method which is defined in the backend. It's not a JavaScript class. Okay, it's a Apex method. Do select all is Apex method. Select this. This Apex method is available in outstanding reviews. See. Send emails. Yeah. Do you see this? What is this? Public page reference, do select all. Okay. I am using the page reference method, but I'm not returning any value because I'm not navigating to any other new page. I'm returning nothing. Okay. I'm simply selecting all the values in the page. How I'm doing it? Okay. Select all equal to not select all. So what happens? Why I'm using this function? Select all is a simple Boolean value. If it is true, it will become false. If all the records are checked, it will uncheck it. If all the records are unchecked, it will check it. That is the reason whenever you are clicking on these buttons, it does the opposite way. The current state, it will change the state to opposite way. I can explain it again. Select all. It selects all items. When I'm clicking on again, it completely reverses the status by unchecking all items. Select all. Again, it again says select all the items. If you want to select only some items, I don't want to use this function. I simply use check boxes. Now I'm selecting only 2 items. If I'm using these particular options, I am asking, hey, all the records, I want to do operation on all the records. Okay. Select all is a simple Boolean function. It is defined on the top, the Boolean value. By default, it's false. That is the reason when you are opening the page, all the values are unchecked. Okay. By default, it's false. When I'm calling this method, it's making negation. Negation of false equal to true. Now you are assigning the select all equal to true. When it is equal to true, what I'm doing for outstanding reviews, what is this? This is the list of wrappers. Okay. Sorry, this is a wrapper. My outstanding review is a wrapper. You know that. Okay. The outstanding reviews. Yes. The difference between this and this is the list of outstanding reviews. This is the outstanding single item. So you know how to use for loops, right? If I am having list of accounts, I will pass into this. I am going to define account here. Means each and every time when I am parsing the for loop, each and every account will be loaded into this. I am defining this with the simple variable called my OREV, and I am going to check the values one by one. So you relate this item to the list of accounts or list of integers. So if you are using list of integers, what happens here? I use list of integers here and integer here and I here. I dot value I equal to, you can modify the value like this. But here in this scenario, I can pass list of wrapper classes into this for loop, and I can assign the list of means if there are 10 items means each and every time which I am parsing this, I will assign one item each to this, and I am referencing the value with my OREV each and every time. There are 10 values. 10 values are assigned each and every time one value to this, and I am updating the value of checkbox to true. True. What is select all value? It's true, right? I'm assigning all the values to, or else I can even simply use true also. I can update this. I can simply use like this. I can instead of using select all. What is select all? Select all is having a value called true. That is the reason it's showing this. Oh, okay. I have to use select all because if it is a false, I am selecting all false records. So dynamically, I am selecting the value here. That is the reason I am using select all here. Okay. If you got trouble in understanding, just block me. Currently, I am explaining the do select all button. When I am clicking on it, automatically select all and unselect all. First of all, by default, there is a false value here. I am not calling any method. In that case, all the checkboxes are unchecked. When I am clicking on this button, what happens is it selects all the buttons, okay, and it will become true here, and it will pass all the 4 records one by one, and it will make the checkboxes selected with this change. What is a checkbox? Checkbox is a variable inside the wrapper class. See, my outstanding review is a wrapper class. It is having a single checkbox that is checked and a review object. So each item of wrapper class will be having a checkbox and a review object. That's what I'm displaying here. A checkbox and a review object. Checkbox and review object. That is the reason I'm using the wrapper class here. Going back again. So this is the basic variables inside this wrapper class. One is Boolean variable and one is the review object. And this is the constructor class. If I am passing nothing, I am simply getting a new review item, but I am not selecting any values for that. If I am passing nothing, I am even selecting the checkbox equal to false also. Okay. Coming down to my outstanding review, one more constructor method which will where you are passing some review record. It also selecting checkbox equal to false and review object equal to REV. Means if I'm simply calling this constructor method, I am simply creating a new review object without data with unchecked checkbox. If I'm passing some review record, I'm selecting a wrapper class with review data plus unchecked checkbox. Checkbox checking and unchecking is done in my controller class. That is this. With this page, I am doing that checking and unchecking all this requirement. Okay. Now, what is other thing? Okay. Coming down to my page. Sorry. Coming down to my page. These are the checkboxes. This is the column which I am displaying with a checkbox called rev.check. Will display the column from the wrapper class. Now, if you want to display the review object information, rev.review will get the review object. And again, if I want to display the fields of review object, I have to display interviewer.employer.name because this is the parent object, this is the parent object information. See, this information I am trying to display on the page. I am not only displaying the review object information, I am trying to display the information which is review object parent value. Okay, review object is this parent value. Employer underscore R is a interviewer name. I am trying to display this. It will go to the user name. Okay. So the same requirement if you want to develop in some Java, right? You have to build all this stuff, which will take a lot of time. Displaying review object information is easy, but displaying parent object is you have to query other objects in other programming languages and show it information here by querying with the relationship names. But here it's really easy. Okay. So what happens if I give curly brackets exclamation mark rev dot review dot name? If I'm giving that, I'm just giving the review name directly. Review name is containing a ID, right? What is a review name? It's a automatic increment number in the system. I'll show that to you. See, rev-009. I will show that option to you. I'm adding one more column before you to show how things will work into your review ID. Review ID. I'm clicking on save. So now refresh this page. What happens? I'm going to see the new column that is review ID also on the same screen. There is application ID, but there is no review ID. But I'm adding it now to the page. See, the review ID is here. Got it? And I can also provide some link here by putting the output link for each and every tag with the proper link with the appropriate record. When I'm clicking on this review REV0026, it automatically opens the review or record directly. That I can use. I can build it with command link buttons. Okay. Let's go back. So I can display a number of so the important information what I want to show, I can display it here. Tell me what else you want to display. Going to the review object, MCO, what is important record and all this stuff. I will show that all the information here. Overall score I want to display on the page also. Okay. Overall score, I will go here to the page. Okay, after candidate name, I want to display that information. Paste it. Overall, I don't know the exact API name, but I'm trying out. SCORE__C. And Overall score is average score of three things: cultural fit, experience fit, and technical fit. Okay. Sorry, communications field. Overall score. Click on save. If I got some error, I can see the message on the screen directly here in the problems message, saying here there is no field with this name. What happens? See, I will do this. Click on save. I will see the error message directly on the problem area. See, there is no field called overall score underscore underscore C, but there is a field called this. That is the reason it's not showing any error. Now refresh your page. Now you are going to see the new score next to the candidate name. Oh my God! Because I am not querying this information in the SQL query. Select this. There is no problem with this. I am getting the runtime error. Okay, not the compile time error. It's a runtime error. I am going back to my page and I am going to my controller class, because what I am doing is I am not trying to query the data of overall score in my SQL query. That is the reason it's showing some error here. I am going into the review object. That is here. I will give as r dot overall score. I'm saving it. Now I don't see any errors here after saving this record. Now run this page. Now it won't show any runtime error also. See, I got the overall score. There are 4 people. The average score for Akshay is 4.25, Ravi is 5, Nikhil is 3.50, Karthik is 2.75. So within the same screen, I'm showing a lot of data. The candidate review ID, the interviewer who interviewed this, the role. The role is coming from the position object. Okay. The candidate name from the candidate object. The overall score from the review object overall score. The job application object. See how much data I'm showing it here. I'm showing around 4 objects data here. One is the review object, interviewer object, the position object, candidate object, and job application object. There are 5 object data in the same screen. In one screen, I'm showing that information, and I can also have a capability of sending emails to the interviewer also in the same requirement. That is a major requirement here. Showing this is a very simple requirement in Salesforce. It won't take much time. Okay. You know how to add the fields, how to add different object data in the same page. It's not that simple. If you want to do the same requirement in other programming languages, this complete view only will take around a 10 days time like this. Okay. Because you have to calculate these values, overall score by combining all the scores, averaging, taking the value, and querying different relationships with different from different tables and storing it, showing it. But here it's really simple. You can relate each and everything very quickly. Simply put down that values there. See, you have to make sure that you are putting proper names, field names. That's enough. And coming back to my page, you are done with the view and all this stuff. Okay. And what's happening when I'm clicking on create reminder tasks means when I'm selecting on creating reminder task, it automatically creating tasks for Flash Stevenson, saying, hey, do this by 1 week, complete the review, final review by 1 week for these 2 guys. If I'm selecting 2 things, so I'm selecting all, selecting this. See what happens. Task created successfully. Go back to your system, click on inbox. I can see the new data. The 4 tasks are created automatically in a single second. It's taking some time anyway. Let's wait. Let's see. Let's wait after a minute and let's check that. Come back to the previous page. So what's happening with this create reminder tasks? You know how to select and deselect all this stuff. When you are selecting this, you are making sure that, hey, please send, please do this action for these selected items. Okay. Come back to the page. When I'm calling this button, create reminder tasks for the selected items, this method is getting called create tasks. Copying this, coming here, going up, going to the method called create tasks. This is the page reference method. Okay, and I'm calling this method. What's happening? See, I am creating list of tasks. If it is a single task, I can create task tsk equal to new task. But here I'm not creating a single task. I'm creating a number of tasks from the single page. That is the reason I'm using list of tasks. I'm parsing the wrapper class, list of wrapper class, that is my outstanding reviews. There is a lot of difference between this and this. This is list of wrapper classes. This is a single item in that wrapper class. You know the syntax of for loop, right? If I want to parse the list of accounts, I'm repeating again the same thing I explained earlier. If I want to parse the list of accounts for account A colon accounts. Accounts is the list of accounts. Account is a single account. A is the variable what you are assigning to a single account. Got it? And each and every time, if there are 10 records in this list of wrapper classes, in the current requirement, in the current page, I have 4 items in this wrapper class. What my for loop is doing is, it's recurring 4 times. Automatically, it checks the size of this list of wrapper classes, and it automatically passes 4 times. First value, if that is checked, I'm going to run this task. Otherwise, I'm going for the second record. If it is checked, I'm going to all this logic inside that. If it is not checked, I'm not going inside if loop, and I'm going to recurse another record. I will show that requirement. If this is the check items, if I click on create reminder task, what happens? REV0026 will be passed for the first time, and it goes to the for loop, and it goes to the if loop also, because it's checked. And it's going to create task for that guy. Task T equal to new task, and T dot what ID is this review ID, because you are relating this task to this review object, and the owner of the task is the employee who interviewed this guy, and the subject is interview reminder. This is what you are going to see on the home screen of the interviewer. That is flash dimension. Okay, and coming down to the activity date. Okay, so I am asking system.today plus 3. The due date for this is within 3 days you have to submit the final review for this guy. That's what I'm sitting here. Let's go back to my Apex page. Yes, I got the reminder. What is the today date? It's 27th, right? Come down here. See, the due date is here, 30th. 27 plus 3 equal to 30th. The due date for the task is 3 days after today. Means I'm asking this interviewer to finish your task within 3 days. Okay, got it? That is the reason system.now will give you the today's date plus 3. It automatically adds 3 days. You know how to do that? Okay. System.today will give the date of today plus 3, 30th. And is reminder set equal to true. These are all the values you have to set while creating the task. And priority status, you know all these fields. When you're creating task from manually from the lead conversion, you have seen all this stuff. And you also know these values when you are trying to create automatic task from the workflow rule also. But here you are trying to create the task automatically from clicking on a button for a number of records in a single step. And the description of this task I am setting is to please complete the review as soon as possible. I am assigning to this owner ID, the interviewer. See, owner interviewer underscore dot employee underscore C. This is linked to the user object, that is flash dimension. and this is going to be related to the review object because I am passing the ID. What ID will tell you to which object this task is related to. Okay, I think I'm done with this task creation, right? So in the current page, the first object will go, the four items will go to the for loop, but only REV0026 and REV0028 will pass the if logic because these two are checked in the current requirement. Okay, now REV002628 will pass to this if loop, and what happens now? You are only passing two times, means you are creating two tasks with this code and you are adding two tasks to the list of tasks. Now, what is tasks? Tasks is the list of tasks, right? List of tasks. I am adding two items at the end of this logic. I have two items in this list. What is there in this tasks now? There are two items, that is REV0026 and REV0028 tasks which are linked to these two items. Here I am inserting the tasks. After finishing this complete logic task creation, multiple task creation, I am going into the if loop. If task.size greater than 0, why I am validating this? For suppose if I am not selecting anything and if I am trying to click on create reminder tasks, what happens there? There is no item selected and you are trying to create the tasks. In that case, this will become false and it won't even try to insert the tasks. The tasks are only inserted only when there is some task created, when there is only some checkboxes selected and you are trying to click on this button. Got it? This if loop will filter that. Tasks is the list of items what you have selected, for that you are creating tasks, and dot size in the current scenario will tell you will 2. In the current scenario it shows 2. The value of this equal to true. 2 greater than 0. I know that. Now if that is true, I am passing into the if loop. The if loop is here. I am using the try block here because there might be some exceptions when I am trying to create tasks. So I kept the insert tasks inside the try logic. If there is any error, after inserting the tasks, I simply showed some message called apex add message. See, this is the line for creating the information on the screen, information message on the screen. When you are creating a task, there is a simple message on the screen called task successfully created. That's what you are displaying here with this particular line. See, the severity of this is information. That is the reason you can see the I option here. If you are giving warning, it will show warning message with a simple warning symbol. If you're showing as error severity level, it shows error message with a red color line on the top. The warning is in yellow color border line. The error is red color border line. When you are showing error on the screen, it won't even create the task also. It won't even create the things. It won't even go to the next page also. That's what I showed you in yesterday's class also. And if there is no any issues, only this code will be executed. If there is any issues with the creating tasks, it will move the execution thing to catch. I am going to throw some exception on the page. Apex pages dot add message will automatically throw the exception what is occurred when I am trying to insert the tasks directly on the page. I am not putting custom messages here. If I want to put custom messages, I have to use add message. You have to create a new message and I have to add the message manually like this. But here I am trying to show the standard message which is coming from the task creation if that is not getting inserted. Got it? And if the tasks dot size equal to 0, because if I'm not selecting any value, any checkboxes and I'm clicking on this button, obviously the size will be 0. If 0 is greater than 0, it's false. Means it will go to this loop and I'm going to show a message called no tasks are selected. No tasks are created because I'm not selecting any tasks, right? If I'm not selecting any checkboxes and if I'm clicking on button create tasks, it will show this message. I'll show that to you really quick. I clicked on this button. One second. I'm repeating the same requirement again. I think my page is freeze and it's taking some time to refresh. Give me a second. Now what I'm doing is I'm not selecting any items and I'm clicking on create reminder tasks. What happens? Tasks dot size is equal to 0. See, no tasks are created. That is the message I'm selecting showing here. No tasks are created. Got it? Each and everything is controllable. Each and everything is can be handled in Salesforce. And finally, I'm returning null. What is returning null? This is the page reference method. When I'm doing this action, I'm not going to any new page. I will be in the same page. Okay, that's the reason I'm returning null. So it means it will be in the same screen when after creating the tasks also. Now I'm going to explain the same similar kind of thing to the second button called send reminder emails. When I'm clicking on this button, it's going to send emails to the interviewer. If there are 10 people here, if I'm selecting 5 items in these items and I'm clicking on send reminder emails, it's automatically sending emails for the 5 people, asking to fill out the reviews for these 5 people to the interviewer. Right? That's the requirement. I have to show that to you now. Going back to my VF page, this is the send emails method. This is the method which I am calling on click of send reminder emails for a number of people which are selected with the checkboxes. Send emails I'm just calling now, and I'm opening the send emails method. This is here. Method means it generally returns the URL of the page. Okay. I am also returning null here at the end. See, because after sending emails also I am not navigating to the new page. I am simply showing the messages on the screen saying, hey, the emails are sent, the emails are not sent. Like that, I am showing simple messages like this. This is some different important logic here. It's not a simple task creation. You are sending out outbound emails to the emails which are configured for that username. See, here, send emails method, I am trying to use the standard Salesforce interface for messaging, for sending single email messages. It's not the bulk emails, it's the single emails going to the interviewer. Who is interviewer? Interviewer is a person, he is the user in the system, right? His name is Flash Stevenson. He is one of the employee of our company who does interviews for the candidates, right? This is the messaging class which I created, single messaging class, system standard interface for sending emails, and this requirement I am seeing again. The same way what you are doing in creating tasks. I am also doing the same for loop, outstanding review, wrapper class item, the variable, list of wrapper classes. Each and every time you are passing one item to this variable. Okay, account A accounts, same way. I am connecting things to the simple examples. Okay, don't confuse on that. And again, I am checking whether if box is checked or not. If it is checked, I am trying to send a message. Otherwise, I am not going to send a message. Okay, emails is a list of emails I want to send a single email messages. So here this is a single message I am creating. This is, if you are using a bracket symbol also, you can create the list. See, there are 2 ways of creating the list. One is list of account, or I can also create the list by simply using this this square brackets also. Account ACCS accounts equal to new account brackets. This is the other way of defining the lists. You know, this is called in Java. It's called as array. They call it defined like this. This is also is one way of defining the list. That's what I am defining here. This is the list of emails. In the current scenario, I am trying to send 4 emails. If I'm selecting 4 people, if I'm selecting 8 people, I'm sending 8 emails. Okay. So that's the reason I'm using the list of emails here. This is a single email. Messaging dot single send email message email equal to new messaging dot single email message. And here this is a standard class. I don't need to write any programming language for this, but I have to set some values for sending an email. What all the things are required for sending an email? Um, the important things for sending an email is you need to have the sending to address or CC address. To address or CC address is required to send an email, and you need a body also, and you also need, sometimes some people send HTML emails. You can also set HTML body also. Okay, you need to set some subject also for that message. See, all these things are setting here. These are all things required to create the email message programmatically. See, there is a simple variable called email.setSave as activity. If I'm giving it as false, I'm not going to store this email as an activity in the system. Got it? If I'm giving it as true, it will be stored as an activity on the review object. So on the employee object, because the target ID is employee underscore underscore C. On the user object, it will be stored as an activity. But currently, I don't want to set as an activity. What is an activity? Whenever you're sending some emails, it will be tracked on your record. Here, I'm setting it to false. I'm setting the target ID because I'm setting the emails is sending to this guy. Okay, means the email is related to this record. And what is the subject? Reminder, colon review name, need your attention. This is the subject. Do you want me to show the subject in the back end which I got emails from Salesforce? Yes. Click on this. See, reminder, review ID, needs your attention. This is what I'm showing there. I'm defining the subject, right? And this is the setting subject. These are all the methods, email methods, single sending email methods. Setting target ID, setting subject, setting body also. Here I am defining the body separately, HTML body. What is an HTML body? You are defining HTML body with some standard CSS with the BR tags. That is the reason. If I am not using HTML body or BR tags, all this stuff, it will display the message in a very plain text format without any spacing, without any new lines, all this stuff. The BR tag will automatically create the new line. That is the reason. If you go to your email, when I'm opening this email, the complete thing is formatted. Dear Flash Stevenson, it's a new line. There's a space. This is the reminder. There is a new line here. There is one more new line. BR2 BR tags here. That's the reason there are two spaces. One BR tag is coming here. The other BR tag will make this start. The next line starts from here. This is a link. This is all I'm dynamically giving HTML tags to show the link, to show the new lines, to show the namespace spaces, all this stuff. Okay. See the HR tag. This is the link. What is AHREF? This is the HTML link which I'm preparing dynamically with the review ID. When I'm clicking on this button, I'm trying to show. See what happens. I'm copy the link because I haven't opened the instance here, and I'm opening here, and I'm pasting the link in this button. Yeah. When a user clicks on that particular link which is coming to your email, it automatically opens the review record directly. There's no need to search with the review ID name. That I'm dynamically using creating the link on the email in my email body. Got it? This is my email body. I'm creating HTML body and I'm setting to the set HTML body. HTML body, I'm passing the string which I'm creating here from here to here. This is a complete string. Okay. And I can also set text body also, but I want to send a HTML body. That's the reason I'm using this. And finally, what are the email address I have to send? That is defining here. Email addresses. So the list of email addresses I have to send here is defined in this array. List of strings, email addresses equal to new list of string. So here this is one item I'm adding to this. Here in this list I'm adding only one email, means now this list having only one email. Can someone ask why can't I simply send a single email with a single string? Because set to addresses will accept only the list of strings. It won't accept list of one value. That is the reason. So it won't accept single string. It generally accept list of strings. Even though I have only one value also, I have to send a list of one value only. That is the reason I created a simple list with only one value. I am sending the email addresses. I am setting the to set two addresses. That is the reason in my two addresses I am getting Venki works at gmail.com, because I have modified the email address of the Flash Stevenson so that I am getting the emails on the behalf of staff Stevenson. Okay. And finally, this is a method to add your email, the single email what you have created for a single checkbox what you have checked on the screen, and I'm adding to the emails list of emails. So in the current requirement, if I'm not sending any emails, I'm going showing some error message here. What is that message? It's in the try catch. Oh, there is no else loop here. I'm not showing any message. See, there is no error message now. But see, there's another message. When I click on these two items, what I'm doing, I'm creating a email. I'm sending email on the behalf of. I'm sending emails for Akshay and for Nikhil only. Sorry, not Akshay and Nikhil. I want to send emails for Akshay and Ravi, because these two guys have good overall score. I want to finalize the review for this guy, and I want to send off letter for these two people. And I want to click on send email message. If I'm clicking on this, I'll get an email. I know that. So in this scenario, in this requirement, my if loop is only available checked only for these two reviews, R26, R27. Review 26 and 27 only. I'm passing. I'm not passing these two emails into the for loop. Sorry, into the if loop. For loop it's passing, but if loop I'm again blocking it one more time to check whether it's checked or not. At the end of this, I'm only adding two email messages. Two, one is for and one is for Ravi. Okay, and finally, I'm using if loop. If emails dot size greater than 0, yes, in the current scenario, the value equal to 2. Try messaging dot send emails. This is the list of emails which I want to send from the Apex code, and comma true. This is the line for sending emails. This is where you are trying to send emails with a single method, send email method. Here I'm not sending email. I am preparing the email messages to which all people you have to send emails. I am preparing here, but I'm sending here finally. If there is any after sending emails, I am showing a message called email sent. That's you have seen the message before when I'm sending emails to 4 or 5 people. Okay, and after that, if there is any error, if there's any exception here while sending emails because of some bad because of no email addresses like that, I'm going to show some exception directly with the catch block with the standard exception with E. I'm adding it on the page directly, and I'm returning null finally when I'm clicking on the button send emails. You'll see the message called email sent. See, 2 emails sent. Why I'm displaying 2 emails? I'm also printing the size of the list of the emails. I'll show that to you. Why I'm displaying here. See, emails dot size will display the number of emails what you are sending. That's the reason, as you are selecting 2 items here, the size of the email is equal to 2. 2 emails sent is the message it's displaying here. You got it? This is the intent of this class, man. And so this page is little complex with a combination of wrapper class items and sending emails and creating tasks, multiple emails, and checking whether the items are checked or not, All this stuff is a method. Okay. So this type of requirements you might expect from the customers. They won't ask you to create a simple account page with a page layouts like that. In the projects, they might ask you this type of requirements. They might ask you to show some different screens on a click of a button to navigate to different pages based on different values on the page. You have to be prepared. Yeah.
Do we have this example in training for Salesforce like that?
No, I don't have this example, but I have similar kind of examples with a different requirement. So, for the organization, what I did is there's two examples. Sending emails, one example. For creating wrapper classes, one example. I have created a requirement for suppose if there are duplicate contacts in a page, I'm showing list of all contacts on the page, and I can select 4 or 5 accounts, and I can click on delete. What happens? At the single button click, I'm deleting 4 or 5 accounts. That's one requirement. You can see it there in the code. And one more requirement is sending emails to a number of people directly. That's another requirement. I have done this in two different examples, but here both things are in single example. But the code is same in both the things. Okay.
Okay.
I have done the sending email thing in a trigger because whenever I'm creating a contact, I'm sending emails automatically. Okay. That you can do with workflow rules also, but if you want to build very custom logical things while sending messages also, you have to use triggers for sending email messages. By using send email interface, you can create that. Okay. So yeah, I have some examples. Anyway, I'm going to share even this org also to you. But when I'm sharing, I will make sure that you cannot edit the code. You can only see the code. You can try creating the similar requirements in your organization also. Right. Mm. So if you got any issues, so again, when I give this example to you, it's easy to understand. Hey, you are calling this method, you are calling this class, you are calling this logic to create the, you are adding. That's fine. You can understand very properly when you are reading it. When I ask you to create the same requirement after this class on your own, you don't know where to start with. That's a general problem most developers will face, 99% developers will face. If you are a developer who really worked on enterprise applications for many years on Java.NET, yes, you can start building it, might be. Okay, but still he might also face some issues. You know, a lot of Java developers who will be still facing issues, who will be still working really hard for small requirements in Salesforce initially for the first 6 months or 1 year. But they later on they will know what are the methods available, how to create this stuff and everything. But as you are very new to the development, you guys have to work a lot on the examples. That is the reason I'm not very focused on explaining the slides to you. That's waste of explaining. I'm trying to explain the real requirements to you directly. Yeah, I'm coming down to the resume explanation. Okay, I'm going to stop this requirement because it's too technical stuff we have gone through today's class. I will talk about the resume and how to take the vendor calls and stuff. You have to know that Nikhil is already in the market and he is trying to take the calls. I want you guys also to be uh, to start creating your resume and ask your marketing team to start the marketing. There are a lot of positions currently. Okay, you can start applying for that. So if you're doing this little late after 2 weeks, again, yeah, obviously you're wasting some time. So if you have time, at least 4 to 6 hours, start preparing your resume first. Start preparing your resume, and later on, you can send the resume to me for review. I will review very quickly, and I will send back the response to you. And I will can ask your marketing team to start marketing. What I'm saying is you are already means you already know all the concepts in Salesforce currently. What is what? Why are you using Salesforce? You can you can easily answer the vendor calls and you can easily answer the customer calls also. But you are learning in a detailed way. You are trying real-time examples. Okay. Consider that you are done with the training, but you are still we are still again trying some more examples. There are some more advanced concepts which I have been taught, which I have not taught you, but still it takes 2 to 3 days to go to the examples and concepts. Batch class, schedule class, the only remaining part, and some more examples. Okay. Again, means again from the in the future classes we are going to only talk about the programming thing. Yeah, I will make sure that I will get the resume for me. Okay. But anyway, I will open the resume of my friend. If you are a certified person, just add your certification on the top of your page or next to your name and email account number. Okay, and later on you can put down your roles and professional summary, the detailed summary of your experience. Okay. So one thing, when you are creating your professional summary, make sure that it is completely in readable format. Whenever some interviewer or vendor is calling you, you can read out sentences directly. I have overall 7 years of IT experience with strong knowledge on Salesforce CRM platform, but both as administrator and developer. 3 plus years of experience with Java development. Initially, before uh, actually, you have total 7 years of experience. Out of that, 3 plus 6 on Java and 4 plus on Salesforce. Okay, you are saying that the total years of experience is this with strong knowledge on Salesforce. As you are mentioning 3 plus year, the remaining experience will obviously come into Salesforce platform. Okay, also mention that, and you have to say that you have good experience on Apex development, triggers, Apex classes, and thing directly. So these guys, most vendors are looking for Apex, VF pages, programming triggers, batch classes, and stuff. If they ask, do you have you worked on that? Yes, you see, have to say that you have worked on that. As you are working on some examples and stuff, right? And you have to say that you have, if there is an administrator position, proficiency in administration of Salesforce for on creating roles, profiles, users, security, email services, page layouts, web to case, web to lead, all these things you can speak out. If you feel that you are missing some roles and responsibilities, yes, you can simply add the professional summary on your own. I don't mind. Okay, you can add a number of roles and responsibilities. Please make sure that you can go up to 1 page of professional summary. It's fine if you make it simple also by putting only advanced concepts here. If you're simply putting advanced concepts and if you're making 70% of the first page, that's fine. When you're putting advanced concepts means you already know the small concepts also, right? Yeah. And finally, you're saying that you have good a team player, good, strong in communication skills and stuff at the end of the professional summary. These are the technical skills what you are putting down on the page. Salesforce technologies, Java technologies, Salesforce means IDE programming, Eclipse IDE programming. These are tools what you are using with Salesforce or any other tool. Eclipse you use a lot in as a Salesforce developer. Force.com IDE and Eclipse, I can say the same. And Apache data loader, importing things, and you can also add some more tools like Apex Explorer, Workbench online tool for accessing the APIs, accessing the metadata, SQL queries, data, I mean everything. Okay. Apex Explorer is also called as SQL Explorer, right? You can search queries, you can run queries here and get the data directly from the app. So you can put down some markup languages, web development, databases, operating systems. If you don't have a really good idea, you can remove that particular part. And your certification, you can mention it here. Uh, some people will not, when you are uploading the Wattpad files into system, some people will not allow the image files. In that case, you are going to remove all the certification logos. In that case, this will help you. They will be knowing that you have certification, Salesforce certification. You have to mention only if you have certification. Otherwise, there is a simple way to verify Salesforce certifications by simply selecting certifications.salesforce.com /verify. There is a simple link for verification. Now, most people, interviewers, verifying your certifications online. Simply, they are completely on cloud now. If you simply say your first name and last name, they can search whether you're certified or not. Coming down to other technologies, yes, you can see, even though if you don't have certification, you can see that they have certification. They are simply hard copies. They are not on cloud. They don't have option to search on the cloud also. And now you can remove the education experience. It's not required. As you are very experienced around 7 plus years, you don't need to put down your educational experience. So you don't need to put your educational background, and you can start with your clients. Most vendors will talk about the latest two projects, and some people will really focus on the functional part other than a technical part. If they are looking for a Salesforce developer for a pharma industry or healthcare industry, they will ask you, hey, have you worked on any healthcare project or not? You have to say, yes, only if you have worked on, only if you have projects which are related to that. So when you are creating resumes, make sure that you have created, make sure that you are selecting the customers or clients like one healthcare client, one financial client, one retail client, one insurance client like that, because these are the companies who use Salesforce a lot. When you are applying for job positions, you get positions from these customers only. Okay, that is the reason. If you say that you have experience without putting the project, they might ask you what project do you have you worked on for this healthcare customer. In that case, it's really bad if you're saying false information. So that's the reason. Please make sure that you are adding the related healthcare. Means if the requirement is for healthcare customer, they will ask you whether you worked on healthcare. You will say yes because you already added the customer related to that healthcare client on your project. You can say that I worked on this feature for 1.5 year from this time to this time. Simply, if they're asking about insurance customer, if your current open position is for insurance client, yes, you can say that I worked for MASH, which is a company from this time to this time, which makes them happy and which they will submit directly to the client without any problem. Okay, and I want each and everyone when you are preparing your client, pick the proper clients. Make sure that they are using Salesforce. At least try it. Nowadays, most people are using Salesforce. That means not 100% of the people, right? At least there are some people who are using other CRMs like Oracle CRM, SAP CRM. So, try to pick the customer very close to which are using Salesforce like that. Even if you don't know, yeah, that's not a problem. You can say that we are rolling out CRM, so Salesforce CRM very newly. Till now they are using, because if the interviewer or vendor says you mention the customer which is using SAP CRM like that, means you can simply say, hey, yeah, they are using SAP CRM till now, and again still they are using it, but they're really trying out to launch SAP Salesforce CRM. They have we are rolling out for some users. Generally, the enterprise companies who are trying to roll out new technologies, they won't release out immediately the software immediately to all the people. If there are 1,000 sales reps in the company, first of all, they try this Salesforce application, the new tool, with 50 people or 20 people as a pilot program, and they will check the performance of these people. How are they using Salesforce CRM? What is the performance before using Salesforce? What is the performance after using Salesforce? If you got better results, as it is completely on cloud, as they can access data on mobile when they are even in gym or even in travel, when they are at the customer place, obviously the performance will be obviously high, and that is the reason most people are switching to Salesforce. Each customer initially they try with a small number of users. If their performance is really good and if the business is really growing fast, then they will roll out to all other people in batches. First, they will roll out in some region called Central United States. Later on, they will roll out to all USA. Later on, they rolled out the application, CRM application to across the globe, to all the Indians, Chinese, APAC, Europe, all the regions. That's how they work on. So when they ask that this company is not using Salesforce, yes, you can say yes, they started using Salesforce. We implemented the phase one, means the first phase of the CRM application by Salesforce. We are able to implement Salesforce. That you can speak. And in the description of the project, the first two lines or three lines must talk about the company business. What is the company? What industry is that? And what is the requirement of it and stuff. And later on the last two lines, you can say that we have worked on this requirement. We have implemented inventory management. We have implemented sales application to their sales reps. Like that, you can speak out based on the business. For example, as I said, coming down to the AT&T company, they strongly focus on service field field service because they need app for servicing, okay, and selling on field. When you are raising a request with that customer care number, a sales rep will come with the iPad to your home asking what plans are you need. That's the field sales guy. Coming down to the pharma business, do they need marketing guy or any a support guy? For pharma companies, they don't need support guys. There's a need of very small team. Coming down to the AT&T are big telephone companies. They need very strong field sales and field service also. When you're having any issues with the data speed, if you raise a case in the system, they'll speak with you, keeping the Salesforce application open. They will answer your questions by seeing your old products, what all you got from their company, and what's your customer way they will speak, and they know what products you got. They know how many cases you have raised till today. They know where you are located and all this stuff. Whether your billing is good or whether you are not paying the bills properly and everything, and they they can even send the support guy to your home. Even the support guy who is carrying the iPad with him, they can come with your profile and they can say, they will ask some questions which are in your customer profile. If you are seeing the proper answer, they will fix the question. And after fixing the issue, he will simply add the status of the case directly from your iPad, saying the issue is resolved directly at your place after fixing the issue. This the support application is real and it's updated on fraction of seconds directly from the field. So you have to think whenever you are writing what are you working on the last two projects for that particular customer. You have to specially think about the customer. What is their business? What I have to do for this application. Don't simply say that I'm implementing CRM. That's fine. If you don't know what to, simply say we are implementing Salesforce CRM for them. What is CRM? CRM can contain any module, any strong module, any less module also. Some people might use strong CRM, means some might use CRM with strong sales module. Some company might use CRM strong service module. That depends. If you don't know what right for that customer, you can say we started implementing or we started enhancing the Salesforce CRM for this customer. And one more thing I have to say is if there is a customer which is a small customer, you can say that we are implementing CRM for them. If there is a big customer like AT&T, you cannot say that we are implementing Salesforce for them because everyone knows that AT&T is using our ex-company Salesforce from past 6 years. Why are you implementing again from scratch? Because they will really understand that you are putting the fake resume. You are putting the false things on the resume. So when you are using the big customers, you simply use the term called we are enhancing, means you are customizing, means there is already a CRM, but you are adding some more new functionalities, the change requests on top of that. What is change request? If your business is currently using some CRM, if they want some new requirements, they will submit one more change request. The change request will be having new functionalities on top of the existing functionalities. They might even change the existing functionality to some other functionality, which will make the business in a really better way. Okay, got it. So make sure that you have 3 to 7 years or 5 to 7 projects. It varies. If you're using bigger projects, bigger clients, make it big terms. 1.5 year terms for each and every project. But coming down to my profile, I do have a project for each and every 1.5 month, 2 months, 3 weeks also when I was working with some companies. Okay, matters. Okay, but for you guys, you can see that you worked for 1.5 year for that customer, other customer 1 year, 8 months, other customer 1 year, 2 months, like that. You can change the things. Okay, that's it, guys. And again, your client name, city, location, state is required, dates, and the role is required, and project description is required, responsibilities is required. And I don't think means if you are really have less time, no need to put the a description for the lost projects like 1 or 2 projects, but the latest at least 3 or 4 projects must need the description of the project also. What happened to this? See, the last project client, this client is not having proper description. There's no description at all. It's okay because you have less time. You haven't created that. You can say that. I do. Say that. Okay. Yeah. That's it, guys. I'm closing the call for today. And as I said, I will send the letter to you as soon as possible. This is the template to you guys. So I am not expecting the same content in each and every report because vendors have some tools. The top vendors or clients have some tools which will verify whether it's a duplicate resume or actual resume. Because if you are developing the resume independently, obviously there will be at least 40 or 30% of change in words, change in grammar, change in the framing of your sentences also. That is the reason I'm asking you update the template also with your own terminology and with your own synonyms and changing the summary, shuffling the summary like that. And when you are putting summary of each and every project, make sure the important and the advanced items on the top of the page. The first 6 lines or 4 lines, you must show the important like apex classes, pages, triggers, workflows, approval process like that. And later on, you can put the simple items after the project summary. Integration also you can put in the top 4 or 5 lines only. The easy items you can put at the bottom of the things. Reports and dashboards, configuration, charter, workflow rules, CSS, very basic things you can put at the bottom. Custom, complex things you put on the first 50% of the lines in the roles and responsibilities of every project. Okay. That's it, guys. That's what I want to share in today's class. I'm closing the class for today. Please email me if you have any questions.